What's up, everybody? Hey, it is Mike Widmer with the Expansion Real Estate Group. Hope you guys are having a great Friday. For those of you who've been watching this for a while, you can see we got a new background. That's pretty exciting. Also, we're doing something kind of cool this month. Right here, this book, The Millionaire Real Estate Investor, written by Gary Keller. This month, if you guys are interested, if you have ever thought about getting into investing and you want to read an amazing book, give me a call. My number's on the email, and actually I'll send you a free copy of that book. So just want to let you guys know that. So today I want to do something just a little bit different. The Phoenix real estate market's been pretty consistent over the last 6 months. So I'm just going to touch really quick on the stats, and I want to do something a little different. I want to talk about kind of a hot topic on the news. I'm sure you guys have all heard about high credit score people getting punished and low credit score people getting rewarded, all these different things on the news. And I've had so many calls about it. I just wanted to kind of clear the air on that and get you guys some real information, all right? So let's dive into this real quick and see what's going on with our market here. So here is our chart we've been looking at for the past, 2 years. And again, when I was saying about consistency, same thing here. The trend's just being literally almost in a vertically straight line there. Last month, or at the beginning of this month, we ended up with the Cromford starting at 147.1, which is up from 136.4. So it went up about 13 points. And then as of today, right here, we are actually at 153.5. So the market's being super consistent in this trend. So this is about 5 months of that vertical line trending upwards. So the same reason as before is demand's staying pretty steady, but it's this right here, man. This supply since the beginning of the year is kind of at a free fall. So last month at this time, we had 10,647 active single family homes. Today, we have 9,573. So we dropped another 10% just in this 1 month, 18% over the last 2 months. So even though demand's not that high, supply is even lower, and that is actually making prices increase. So that again has been staying pretty steady. Our daily chart shows that pretty consistently. So that's it for the market this month. So I want to jump into this. You guys have, I'm sure, seen these headlines on social media, on the TV, everywhere. So it says, new mortgage fee structure. 620 FICO score gets a 1.75 fee discount, and a 740 FICO score pays a 1% fee. So that sounds crazy, right? It really does. But is it true? Kind of. It kind of is true, but I'm going to explain it. This makes it sound like that the lower your credit score, you're actually going to pay a lower rate. That is actually not it. So this is the important chart I want to show you right here. So there's something called loan level price adjustments. Loan level price adjustments. I don't want to bore you with that. Basically, the big banks with all the money, they lend out money for mortgages at what's called a par rate. And certain things in a buyer's portfolio will adjust that rate up and down. The two biggest ones are, as we'll see right here, the amount of money you put down. So 3%, 5%, 10%, 15, 20%. So normally, the more you put down, the lower the interest rate. And then also your FICO score. So 780 and above is the top tier, all the way down to 640 and below. So what is this chart actually showing us? So this is actually not showing the adjustments. This is showing the change in the adjustments from before May 1st and now today. So what's important to understand about this, what's going on here, is why are they actually doing this? It's a great talking point for the media to talk about one subject and, again, make their points as far as a political statement goes. But this really isn't political at all. What's happening in our world right now? The banks are struggling. The banks need more money, okay? That's one thing. Secondly, because the rates are so high, the demand for people to buy houses is extremely low because they can't qualify. Because again, the prices of homes are still high, and when you put that rate up there at 6.5% or 7%, the average person can't qualify for a home. So the banks need more money, and we need more buyers to buy the homes to keep our real estate market steady. Again, Phoenix is a little bit different. Phoenix, our market is not like the rest of the country. Our market actually is pretty hot right now. A lot of the country is not. So we need more, and this is not an Arizona thing, this is a nationwide thing with these rate changes. So the really kind of interesting thing here is to look, I'm going to show you two different things. So on this side of the chart, on the right hand side of the chart, it shows a very low percentage down. So 3% and 5% down. For the longest time, right here, a really high credit score buyer putting down 20% was generally would be the best rates you can get, or 25% down would be the best rates you can get. But what is it about these buyers right here that the banks like? They like it because they have a high FICO, they have a bunch of money in the bank to put down, so they're a very, very safe buyer. But what do banks need right now? Banks need more money. So what they're doing is they are enticing these really, really safe buyers to take out higher loan amounts. What happens with higher loan amounts? They get more interest. Okay, so this right-hand side of the chart is about taking out more money. So a buyer that has, again, a good credit score is now getting enticed with a, up here at the top, 5/8 of a rate better to take out a higher mortgage than before. And what they're trying to do is to discourage them from taking out that normal, safe 80% loan to value loan, because they don't make as much money on that because it's a lower loan amount. Okay, so that's one thing they're doing. The second thing in here is talking about the lower credit score buyers. So as you can see here, they are absolutely for sure making it easier for that low credit score buyer to buy a home, because every one of these things over here, basically almost the entire bottom 3 rows is green, which means there's a lower price adjustment or a better price adjustment. But look where the biggest ones are, right over here. A whole percent, this bottom one here, a 640 and under, which generally is not a great buyer, they're giving them the very biggest adjustment to buy a home. But why is it over here in this range? Because what do people generally with lower FICO scores not have? A big down payment. Okay, if they had a bunch of money in the bank, they probably won't be behind on their credit cards or whatever is causing, car payments that's causing that low credit score. So the banks, they're very smart, follow the money. They know that this type of a buyer is not going to have generally 20% down on a mortgage. They're going to have to take out that 97% loan or 95% loan. So what they're doing is they're making it really, really enticing for them and giving them a much better rate so they can actually qualify for a home. So more money over here from very safe, high FICO buyers, and more buyers down here to get more loans in the market to keep the real estate market propped up and more loans for the bank. So I hope that made sense. And there's so many things that people can do. Let me turn this off here real quick. So many things that people can do in the media to get their point across, right? And make it, and stir people up, right? That's what the social media is. But in everything in the media, and especially with real estate, if you guys see something that doesn't make a lot of sense, or it's getting everybody fired up, you want to call me or a professional that can actually shoot you straight and tell you what's going on. So a little bit different this week. I hope you guys found it interesting. I had so many people call me about that. I just kind of wanted to explain it to you guys as well. So hope you guys have an amazing weekend. It's Mother's Day weekend. Make sure you hug your mom, love your mom, and you guys have a safe weekend, all right? See ya.